All right, Buff Nation, what is going on? It is time for your favorite collaboration on this channel, and that is when I get to be joined by a true Colorado Buffaloes fan, Rawhide Media for you. Rawhide, it's been a couple weeks. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I know you've been extremely busy, so I've made a conscious effort not to bother you. But other than that, man, it has been a fabulous 2 weeks, bro.
Man, I love that. Yes, and I know I am due to send you another care package. I have not forgotten.
Oh, we
Um,
good. We're good.
on another note, this actually gets me thinking about something that was kind of weird that I experienced last weekend, Rawhide. This is a kind of a side note before we dive into all the buff stuff, but y'all be sure to smash that like and subscribe. Go subscribe to Rawhide Media as well. But was at an antique store last weekend, right? Here in San Antonio.
hmm
And
hmm
I see like this uh, house next door that was like converted. It was like converted into a business. And there's this dude standing out there with this sign that says free weed. And I'm so confused about what's going on. So I tell Lex, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna walk in here really quick and like see what's going on, right? And dude, I walk in there and I don't know. uh, It was weird, man, because I walk in and there's a bunch of people just sitting on some couches, smoking a bunch of weed. It's super dank in there, but then they have like a it's like when you walk into the dispensary and they got like a cabinet and everything like that with the glass. And I go to the bud tender and I ask, "Hey, I just moved here from Colorado. Is this real weed?" And she said, "Yes." But I was, like, so confused, like, how is that a thing out here? And I looked at, like, all the brands, and I didn't recognize any of these brands, and I was in there for maybe a minute, Rawhide. It was just kinda weird, but, dude, I left smelling disgusting, man. Like, I was stinking up the car, I was stinking up the place, and I was just in there for 1 minute, man, and then I was driving down the street back home, and I saw that there was another one, down the street. This guy standing outside with another free weed sign. So I don't know what's going on here in San Antonio, but it was kind of weird, man.
Well, listen, did you get under the weed?
No, no,
Okay, good. All right,
I
good, good,
didn't.
good,
I'm not one that really smokes. I looked at the gummy brands and stuff, but they were all like Trolley and Sour Patch Kid branded stuff. So I'm like, I don't know if I can trust this.
good. Yeah, that's that bathtub dope.
Yeah, like, I feel like I might as well just be buying that stuff off the street. And again, well, one of my friends did that when we went to Toronto years ago, and he started seeing Mount Rushmore. So I don't want that type of experience. So,
I got
um,
you. I
it
got you that. You had the
yeah,
wildest stories.
yeah, it was very odd, but I told him I'd be back. I'll come back at some point. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about stuff
The,
people
the
actually
I'll
wanna
be
hear
back so I
about.
could just ease out of the I could just ease out of
Yeah.
the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I did. You know me well, man. You know me well, and, yeah, but anyways, let's get into it, man. The Colorado Buffaloes, we kicked ass, man. We kicked ass last week. That was, I think, our most impressive game so far this year, and, I just wanna get your thoughts, man, on because I was getting thrashed on my channel, man. People were getting mad at me. They were saying, Dave, you need to show some loyalty. And I didn't show any loyalty at all, man. I picked us to lose against UCF. And that's why I got the former Buffs fan tag in here today on the show, man. What were you expecting against UCF? And what did you think after the game?
I wouldn't well, what I was expecting in the game is that Colorado's gonna get rolled through, right? I thought they was gonna man, I thought they were gonna split them in half, be honest with you. That's what I thought from UCF. But to my surprise, and I think to most rational people's surprise, Colorado played a brand of football that we have never seen since Coach Prime has been the head coach at the Colorado Buffaloes. I mean, what is this, game 17? What was that, game 17, right?
Yeah, game 17, I
16
think. Yeah.
previous games. We have never witnessed that before. Now, granted, I know I make a lot of people mad because I like to attribute that to Rawhide family, right? But saying they they finally played a Rawhide game, right? I mean, we could have been, hey, we could have been jumping for joy last season if they hadn't just kind of tuned in, paid a little more close attention. There's a whole lot of money that me and you could have been made last season if we had just done this. But I digress. I digress. But I never, bro, I didn't see this coming, nor did UCF. UCF didn't even see that coming. So, mad shout out. That's what we've been looking for. Would you agree?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, they just it was awesome, man, to see the other team just lay down and take it, man. And we brought it. We brought it. And there were so many nice little parallels from from the start of the Nebraska game because we're like throwing a pick, to start the game off and all that.
Mhm.
But to see them bounce back and just take over the game, that was so wonderful to see. And to see us, I think we were the more violent team on both sides of the trenches, and
Mhm.
and all that, man. We were getting big runs. We were making big plays downfield. Our defense was uh, it, incredible. Hey, let's talk about Tajay McCoy, man. What wasn't that nice to see his coming out party a little bit last game?
Dave, how long? ex- Tell them, Dave, how long have I been begging for Taj McCoy? Talk to me, Dave.
Oh man, so long. And I gotta say, man, after his two-sack performance against UCF, people were commenting on one of the things I clipped of you talking about his bend, his burst,
Dave,
athleticism.
Dave, I, I listen. Consult me. All you got to do, bro. Call me, coach. Call me. Why are we waiting so long for this? Call me. I can help you, bro. I can help you. Bro, I was so happy to see, bro. You don't even understand how happy I was to see that for that young man, right? Because what happens is it's not a knock, bro. Listen, man, everybody, it's human nature, bro. We get a new toy. What we care about is the new toy. I get it. I get it, bro. But man, I've been clamoring for that forever. I'm like, Taj is like that.
Hmm.
Bro, first time I saw, first time I saw his being, bro. I said, "Oh my god!" And he still had explosion, bro. Oh my god! Thank you, Dave. I'm just glad because if people think I be making this up, bro, they think I'm just saying, they think we just don't, bro. We want to see success. This is how you get success. Oh my god, bro. And here we go again. But listen, man. He ain't don't. They got a couple more diamonds in the. They got a couple more diamonds in the rough over there that they can kind of line out that I would like to see. But I don't. I digress. I digress. I'm just happy for Taj, bro. I am because he wasn't getting the love that he deserved, and we need
No.
to get a man the love he deserves, bro.
Yeah, we got to see more of him, and I assume we're going to because I don't think Deion Hayes is going to play this
Yeah,
week
he's hurt.
again.
Yeah.
And another guy that I would consider kind of a diamond in the rough as well, albeit a transfer. I thought Arden Walker played a really good game, filling in for him as well, and that was awesome to see.
hmm I think Arden. Nobody saw that from Arden either.
Yeah.
I think me and you and maybe I can only speak from what me and you have talked about. We've
Mhm.
mentioned Arden Walker before and talked and discussed him, but they were neat. The type of experience that he got, and let's don't act like this same Missouri team that people are disappointed in. He was a part of that program, right? Unless my
Yeah,
mind is gone,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just, man. Listen, bro, I am just ecstatic to see the play from these guys, bro. I am, man. I like that.
Yes, yes, and I think, while our run game, I don't think the identity on the offense is ever gonna be through the run that this year, obviously, when you got 2 back there and the weapons that we got, but I think we've been running the ball good enough, to help things open up. Granted, I think that Baylor did a little bit better of a job generating pass rush, but it was nice to see the offensive line, I think, kind of bounce back and to see us have some run success against UCF. What did you make of the running back performances against UCF? All three of those guys.
Well, nobody in particular. I just like the fact that I think I look at the hard numbers. I just did the amount of throws compared to the amount of plays. I don't know if you dug into it and saw what the actual percentage is, but we were talking somebody. I mean, when I think I originally saw it, there was somewhere around 45% rush. What was it? Do you know what it was? The
Yeah, it
raw
was
numbers.
something like that when you factor in
Yeah.
Shador's runs. I think we still had somewhere between 20 and 30 designed runs for the running back, which I think
Right.
is a
So
nice little sweet spot.
yeah. So they ran it. They ran the ball a lot. Listen, they ran the ball to the point where it shocked UCF, and that's what I
Yeah.
meant by that. That first run, I think that first play was it the first play or it was in the first drive, right? They broke one for about
Mhm.
13, 14 yards or whatever the case. UCF didn't even see that coming, bro.
No, no.
They had no idea. Which I do get, I do understand because you're playing a team that don't do that. So when you see them do, you're like, oh, uh-oh, we gotta watch two things now. You see what I'm saying? We gotta pay
Yeah.
attention. And that made it a bit more difficult on UCL. I mean, so I man, I want to tip my hat to him, bro. And I didn't see any glaring bad coaching. I didn't see
No.
any of that.
Hey, hey,
Any of that.
hey. We need to give Coach Prime his props, man, because I thought he managed the end of that first half to perfection, man. Taking the points, taking the field goal at the end. We get the 3 and out. He makes sure we got enough timeouts to get the ball back. Travis and all those guys, they want to take another shot downfield at the end of the game. He says, "Screw that. Just get a few yards. Let's hit another field goal, man." So we score 6 points in the last minute or two.
Bro, that's all we Dave, that's all we ask for, bro. Just resemble. Just make it look like, hey, we on top of this, right?
Yeah.
So those are the issues that I thought that would hinder the team. But
Yeah.
as I've seen, and I think as the fan base has seen, man, if you just correct the little things, your team looks like a heckle and jive, bro. What is that? Heckle and whatever his name is. But yeah, bro,
Jekyll
that's
and
what
Hyde.
it is, bro. Jekyll and Hyde, right?
Yeah.
It, you look like a whole totally different person. The team carries a whole different type of perspective.
Yeah. And I think like that's what was it was frustrating at the beginning of the year, but encouraging at the same time because I felt like just a lot of the things that we've needed to do better, it's completely in our control. Like we got enough athletes to be fine in a lot of these places, if not good. And I think that yeah, we're correcting the stuff that we can control. And I don't think it's like a coincidence. I feel like this rawhide is that Colorado State, Baylor, UCF, they've improved every single week. And that's what good football teams do. They get better as the season goes on. The product that you see week one, it should not be the same product at the end of the season. And I think the trajectory is going it's going in the right direction. And that's really satisfying to see right now.
Yeah, I think that's all you really can ask for from your program. You want to see them improve, right, as the season go along. And I think they're doing. I think they look better today than they did the first game of the season.
Yes.
That was the best game. They look better than that's the best game I've ever seen them play.
Yes. Yes. And on the road, on the road again, like I was just so impressed with the fact that they just didn't lose themselves after that first interception. Preston Hodge steps up. The defense is, killing it. We haven't talked, much about the linebackers since this winning streak happened, man. But what did you think of Bentley, Nakai Hill Green, since he's been inserted into the starting lineup, and Jalen Wester now filling in for Brian Urlacher, who is no longer on the team?
Well, I think that we need to give Coach Hart a raise. That's what I believe. Huh?
Is
Wait a
Coach
minute,
Hart
bro.
elite? Is he elite?
Bro, Now, if we use how a lot of people that we hear discuss this, talk about what is elite, Coach Hart is an elite assistant coach. So how about this? You all be like, Coach Hart needs a raise. Can't have it both ways, bro. Y'all can't be wanting to fire him on one end and then saying that the linebackers playing better. Y'all can't have it that way. Either he gonna get credit for the linebackers, or you ain't giving the linebackers no credit, bro. That just got how it is. And man, shout out to Coach Hart. Hey, Coach Hart, hey, Coach, I've been carrying this banner for you. I've been the only one standing up on your name. I've been the only one. You can't find nobody else out here that has supported you like I had. Hey, so you make sure you give me my shout out because they've been trying to get rid of Coach Hart since the first game of the season,
Me,
bro.
me. You're right, Rawhide, man. You have been carrying the cross for Coach Hart over
I've
this
been
past year,
carrying the
man.
cross, bro.
And I love it, man, because since the linebackers have been playing better, it's
Yeah.
like everybody's just trying to make sense of it. Like, what the hell's going on? They're like, well, it's George Hilo, man. It's Adalius Thomas, man.
Yeah, bro.
They've really phased Coach Hart out, dude. Man, you can't just switch up, man. If you're gonna blame
No,
them
bro.
when things look bad, you got to give them credit when things look good. And
Yeah, bro.
um, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think, it doesn't shock me again when you got your starting linebackers actually in the linebacker meetings throughout the week, how you'll probably get better linebacker play, like, holy shit.
I'm just saying. I hear you, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. I don't get it, bro. Listen, man. I like the honestly. I like this season, bro. So far, I feel vindicated. I don't know why. I'm like, yeah, I feel vindicated by all of this. You know what I mean? Hey, so wait, hold on. You told me you liked the running backs and how they ran the ball last game, right, Dave?
Oh, man.
Hey,
Yeah, I gotta happily, just throw the crow at me. I gotta eat it. That's what people don't understand because um, they're always like, "Dave, you just wanna be right." I get those comments. I'm like, "What the hell? I'll pick against my Buffs
right.
for them to lose every week if it means they can win. I just wanna see them win. I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I wanna see this team do good, and Coach Flea, he's really fun to make fun of, man. I love making him, the butt end of the joke. I've been trying to find an assistant coach that I can make fun of, like Bill O'Boyle this year. But Coach Flea, man, he's proven me wrong. I want to say,
No.
credit to him for taking Charlie, Colorado's Rudy
Oh,
Offerdahl off the field after those first couple weeks, man.
oh.
And he's, much love to Charlie, but again, man, I'm done with these smaller backs out there. Get those big boys out there. Isaiah Augustive, Micah Welsh he's been a great surprise because I don't expect these true freshmen to come and do anything unless you're a 5-star plus. I don't expect anything from you your first year, and for him to be productive this season as a true freshman, I think the ceiling's really high for him as time goes on. And then it was nice to see Dallin Hayden. Dallin Hayden get a nice 15-yard rush. We can kind of run it out of shotgun a little bit right now, which is kind of surprising. But imagine that. Imagine that. You do a little bit under center or in pistol, you just get the momentum going in the right direction. And now we can run from various amounts of offensive looks, which is wonderful to see. Coach Flea, I'm sorry, man. He's got to change his name. He's got to change his name because Flea.
I
That's
didn't hear
just
you.
a.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you, Dave.
I'm sorry, Coach Flea.
There we go.
I said,
Okay.
Coach Flea, you need to get ready to hear the words FCS again, buddy. I was saying that the whole time, but now imagine
Uh,
that, man. Imagine that when we can just correct the things that are in our control. I got no
uh.
qualms, man. I got no qualms. But it's wonderful to eat my crow. I'm sorry, Coach Flea.
I'm just, hey, Coach Flea, ask Coach Hart. Make sure you call me and let me know. Just tell me, say, hey, Rawhide, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for bearing the cross for us because they wanted to get rid of us. We want to get rid of, but you stood 10 toes down for us. So I appreciate it. Hey man, I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you, bro.
I know, man. That is, when people say, Dave, you don't show loyalty to this team. You're right, man. I need to be a lot more like you, Rawhide, when it comes to showing patience and showing loyalty. I think we can learn a lot from you when it comes to the patience that you have had with this team and these staff members, these players. I mean, wow. But there's another coach that I want to talk about as well, and that is Phil. All my guys know their assignments. Load Holt, man. What'd you think of Kareem Harden coming in last week, and Philip Houston, all those guys? Tyler Brown bounced back last week. What have you made of the offensive line?
Well, the offensive line, I think they got their guys. I don't want to try to take, I don't take what other people say and I make it my own. I don't do that. But I got to give a shout out to Law Dog. He called it. He been crying and begging this staff to put Kareem Harden in the game. I think I've even mentioned it to you, Dave, off air
Mhm.
about Kareem Harden. And he also mentioned what's my man, the right tackle they got playing. What's his name again? I don't know. I'm
Oh,
blanking right now.
Philip Houston.
Houston. There you go. And he mentioned Philip Houston. So I got to give him credit. He saw it. I didn't. I didn't. Right. And I stopped asking them to put offensive linemen in the game because Jada made me so wrong last year. So I just left the offensive line play go. I saw bad, but Lord knows I did I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. So I kind of let all that go. But so I got to give Law his credit. He mentioned that, and I think they got their five. I think I text you said they got their five right here or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, we talked about it. Like, if I thought we'd be starting an offensive lineman the same size as Jack Bailey this year, I would have said, "You're crazy." You're absolutely crazy. But, Philip Houston, I know he's had his ups and downs, but I really like what he brings in the run game. And I know that he can kind of struggle on those bull rushes. But you never see a guy flying by him just untouched, which is what we've seen, with some of the other guys there at right tackle. And if you can get in front of the guy, I can at least take that. I'm not expecting the right tackle version of Jordan Seaton right now,
Mhm.
but can we just get some average right tackle play? I think we've gotten that. I think we've been fine.
Hey, it's all about protect two.
Yeah,
Protect two.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
And now Rawhide, we got to do a show during our next bye week. We got to do We got during our next bye week, we gotta circle back on all of our predictions preseason. But there's one that I gotta get on your back about, man. So does Jordan Seaton look a lot like Jared Christian right now?
one more time. Say it again.
Does Jordan Seaton look a lot like Jared Christian Lichtenhand right now?
No. We got to give Seaton his props. I did say that Jordan Seaton and Tank would be about the same. But I gotta give Jordan some credit. I mean, I think Jordan he's all bro, all freshman. Uh,
Yeah,
I think he's all
he's looked
freshman at
great.
this point. Now, if I'm missing somebody because it's 100, it's a whole lot of them, right? So you can't watch everybody. But from what I've seen, freshman wise at left tackle, he's doing an excellent job. But they say nothing good comes after but, so I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll just end it there. I'll just end it there, bro.
Man, these people are hilarious, man. You can't change their opinion on anything, man.
No,
I love it. So, let's see. Is there anything else? Let's talk about Travis Hunter, man. I put him in the thumbnail. We'll talk about him more when it comes to KSU, but obviously, you put a nice little bet on Travis Hunter winning the Heisman. This dude's having Heisman moments all the time now, which is great. What did you make of his performance against UCF? Was that his best game in a Buffs uniform?
I don't know if you've seen it, but I did. I said something about the Heisman Award, Travis. And I know you're not gonna like this, but Travis Hunter is LeBron James, bro.
Oh
That's
man, yeah,
LeBron James. That's LeBron James, bro. He is carrying this team to the promised land. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, and it's not taking anything away from Shador. There's a difference, right? I mean, there's a difference. But bro, he is pulling this team across wins. He is always targeted. And his defensive play is, man, they lean on it. They lean on him on both sides of the ball. Oh my God. He needs to win the Heisman. And you're right. I got something like that. Bro, he need to win the Heisman so bad, right? And I need them to win. See, people don't understand this, right? So before the season, two, I said 2 to 3 games, right? 2 to 3 games improvement for a team. But at the top of the three, I was just hoping, and I know it don't work that way, right? But if he stays healthy, if they get to 7 and win the Heisman, I told him, if you're a part of the Rawhide family, if you're an official member of the Rawhide family, you come in the Discord, I'll give you 1,000 apples if he wins the Heisman.
Dude, let's go.
You hear
Let's
what I'm saying?
go. Let's go. Let's go.
They got to get there. They got to get there, bro.
Dude, and I agree with you, man. I was saying on a show last week on Hall of Fame Media, on his show he had me on. I know it's crazy, man, but I literally do not think we win any of these games without Travis Hunter.
You don't, bro.
Here, man, it's just crazy.
Not one, bro. Bro,
No.
not one.
No.
Bro, people don't even see what he's doing on this field. You know what I'm saying? And I respect him and everything. I feel, everybody got their opinions. The man plays 93% of the plays. 93% of the plays. Hold on. Not only that, Travis Hunter is Shador's Justin Jefferson to Sam Darnold, what Minnesota doing. That's who he is on the offensive side of the ball. He's Marvin Harrison Jr. on the offensive side of the ball. Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he went to New York. Then on the defensive side of the ball, you know what I'm saying? He's your Deion Sanders. He's your, you know what I'm saying? Revis Island. That's what he is, bro. So at 93% of the plays, he's that type of weight on each side of the ball. Remember now, that type of weight. So think about the players that I just comped him to. Explain to me how he ain't carrying.
Thank you. He completely changes how you play offense and defense. Completely changes everything.
Bro, he's Shador's bailout. Sure he ain't got nowhere to go with the ball. If he gonna throw it, he throwing it to Travis. You ain't got Travis, he ain't making that throw. So now you talking about a sack or incompletion, bro. You behind the sticks. Explain to me how that dude is not LeBron James, or he is not carrying the team.
And you're not saying personality. I think people are getting offended by no, just the type of athlete he is. It's insane.
It's insane. Oh my God. You wouldn't think, bro. You ain't thinking Ohio State making the playoffs if they don't have Marvin Harrison Jr. last year. You ain't got them in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, bro. I don't know what y'all looking at. I don't know what you're watching.
I've never seen a boundary player like this have such an effect on the outcome of every game, man. It is insane. And with Jalen Milroe and Alabama losing to Vanderbilt last year, man, you got to think that if he comes out and puts together 2 more strong games against KSU and shuts down Ted McMillan, he has to be the Heisman favorite after that.
Come on, man. Yeah, exactly. Man, I don't know. I don't know what game y'all watching. If y'all don't believe it, he don't think he carrying his team. I don't even know what game you watching. You can't possibly watching this game. You can't be possibly watching them, bro. I seen one wide receiver control the game, and they lost. The team lost, but they had an opportunity to win. I saw a wide receiver carry a game in the NFL. It was a Super Bowl. Terrell Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Owens came back off that injury. That dude, if they had won a Super Bowl, he was the MVP hands down.
Yeah,
and he controlled it from the wide receiver position. You got T.O. and it's like Travis plays that type of game that I saw that season or that in that Super Bowl, it's like he plays that every game. Do y'all don't even know how hard it is to be up and play like that every single game? You could almost pull anybody and find a bad game, bro. And he has got physical and he's making tackles
No, man.
in space. What? What?
Dude, and it's like and it's just those little things too about him that he is he's such a joy to watch, man. There isn't anything that you can pick out negatively about him, man, cuz even at that end of the Baylor game, when he's telling them, guys, they're gonna send 3 on me at the end of regulation. Throw to the other side. We got wide receivers that can handle it. I mean, you saw that. That was fantastic on his end to just do what was best for the team. And then you see, yeah, Baylor wants to run right at him. Shout out to Cameron Silman Craig for getting him lined up like in that right spot. But he's tackling, he's making game winning plays for us on offense and on defense, man. And I think what's so important to him right now, not only does he have the numbers and the production to back it up, but he's doing it while also having like iconic moments in every game. And that's I think that's only going to boost his profile as time goes on this season.
Right.
But
Right.
this is the year, man, for him to win it. I think it
Yeah.
has to be. It has to be.
Well, I think the only thing that I'm worried about Travis is this. Please, people, listen. The problem with Travis is they don't play anybody that can give you a Heisman performance. They don't play anybody. So, like the Jalen Miro had Georgia, right? You got
Yes.
even though Jackson Dart left, he still got about 2 games where he can have a Heisman moment. And I'm not saying that Jalen Miro can't get back in it due to the loss, but it's easier for him to get back in it because he's going to play people that the game is going to matter more so to a national championship type of scale than it does anything else. So that's the only thing that I'm worried about Travis, right? I think they got to get to 7. 6
Yeah.
is not going to get him there, but I think 7 can get him to New York and set because he plays so many snaps. 7, he might can win it with 7, bro. They just got to get to. They might can win it with 7. What do you think?
I think he wins it with 7, man. No doubt about it. And especially, I mean, again, like I know there's some people saying that this is crazy, but truly, like he changes how defenses play us. He completely changes the way we're able to attack these offenses on defense. He can take away a side of the field. I mean, we saw last week, you can't even throw to his side of the field. Even if you're not targeting him, he just might come out and make a play. I mean, this is once in a lifetime type of stuff that I feel like we're watching. And it's again, it's not to crap on the rest of the team. We're not saying the rest of the team is bad. But he completely elevates everything you're able to do
Bro.
because of who he is. I mean, it was so funny watching these UCF fans on Twitter rawhide complain, why don't you just double Travis Hunter? And while that could work on maybe other teams with the other athletes we got out wide, it's just not possible to do that and to shut down this offense. Because you saw Shador, he's hitting Jalen Wester, he's hitting Will Shepherd downfield. We got Jimmy available. You really have to kind of pick who you're okay getting beat by in this offense. And even with that, if you get time, we're going to run through those coverages and find the weak spots to hit downfield.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you was gonna compare him to a basketball player, who would you pick?
Not Jokic. Sorry, buddy.
I thought you
Sorry.
was gonna say Jokic.
No, I wouldn't say Jokic because Jokic isn't athletic, man. Like,
Oh, okay, okay. I thought I was more so talking about the effect on the game, not what I mean.
oh, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, I
yeah,
guess so, the it factor, but still, like, Jokic, he's not an it factor on defense,
yeah, yeah. You're right.
That
You're right.
that's the thing. So, I mean, I think LeBron James is pretty good comp,
Yeah,
man,
prime.
because
Yeah, I think so too. The prime LeBron, bro.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
bro.
he
That dude
he
does a lot.
yeah.
He does a
He
lot.
can defend all the positions, he can play all the positions,
Yeah.
it's like Magic Johnson, he's kinda like that, so, it's just a treat to watch him, and I'm feeling so good right now about where we're at, where he's at in his Heisman. I got a question for you, Ra. Now I know, it's okay if you don't feel like answering this,
Oh, go ahead.
not being a Colorado fan until recently, but if Travis wins the Heisman, man, um, I'm more of the proponent that you just straight up retire 12, man. Because I know that some people want to make it like a legacy number, you know, but I just don't feel like anybody could ever fill those shoes. What do you do?
If he wins the Heisman.
We got Rashad Salam's number retired, number 19.
Yeah,
That's
but he's born. I mean, he y'all had him from a pup, right? You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
oh, okay, all right. I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily agree that I need to learn. I need to learn the fight songs and all that. I don't necessarily agree to that, but I also still. I'm just saying. I also still respect it, right? So to to retire a number.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying that they can't, but I do understand. Okay, I put it this. I can understand why people that go to school there, donors and that, would say since he was a transfer, they shouldn't retire his number.
Mm,
I can understand that. I can understand that. The issue is though, since this transfer thing is going to become more, what I'm saying, it's going to be used more, and people that are going to have major effects on the school. Like, take for instance, I don't think Baker Mayfield's jersey should be retired. I don't
right.
think USC should retire uh, my man's Caleb Williams jersey. I don't believe that. I don't think they should do that. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, I feel like you're speaking more so back because the time period has been so long since they've been good and relevant, so it feels like it weighs heavier.
Yeah.
But technically, it's still the same as the examples I gave you.
Mm. Even with how unique of a player he is.
Yeah, if they retired it, I wouldn't have a problem with it. If I had to vote, I would vote retire it. But I get why they wouldn't, though.
Yeah. Now they win the national championship, you retire it.
Oh, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done. It's done deal. Yeah, that's a done deal.
If they win the Big 12, do you retire it?
I don't think that carries any weight.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks for your opinion. I feel like I'm more in the minority on that.
What do you
Uh,
think, though?
I think you make a lot of fair points. And again, like it's been so long. That's why it weighs so, I think, so heavy. That's why I'm trying to appreciate every moment of it. That's why I'm so I don't ever want to underplay his role
Mm.
and his impact on this team because I just feel like it's so substantial. So I just don't ever see, like, if I see another playing wearing 12 in the future, I'm gonna have some high expectations for that. And I just don't know if anybody can ever fill those shoes.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. I mean, I get it. And I understand what you mean by that. But what makes college football beautiful is some of the traditions, right?
Yes.
That's the difference between. So when you start knocking them down, each one of them, and I'm not, and by no means am I saying that that's a tradition. It's the first time I even heard that presented to me. So, but I'm not saying that's a tradition, but I'm just, for example, once you knock them down, you're gonna have just the NFL 2.0, and I don't know if that's what you want. I mean, you could speak to that better than I can from your university.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just 19. Like, we still have like Salinesi was number 8. We got a shrine for him in the locker room, but it's not retired. Definitely, definitely he's going into our Hall of Fame no matter what, right? I feel like that's definitely going to be a given. But yeah, it's a very it's the most unique of the unique players that have had their number retired. And who knows, like, maybe you could do that retire thing, kind of like what they do with like Des Bryant and whatever, or with Michael Irvin. It's like
Mhm,
retired, but at the same time, it's just given to that next guy
mhm.
who's gonna be that wide receiver one. We'll have to see. I'm
I
getting
like
really,
that more than I like the retirement.
yeah, yeah,
Now that one there, or like I think it's LSU's 18. Is it 18? But yeah, I like that. I do
yeah,
like that, but not like the retire. But
yeah, yeah.
I
You
mean,
could do both.
it wouldn't right. It wouldn't move me one way or the other. I'd be good with it.
Yes. Well, man, let's move on to this Kansas State game.
Yeah,
We've been
there you go.
teasing this preview for so long. So, as a little backstory, I don't know if you saw it, but I was on the KSU Cocaine Willie podcast a few days ago, which was hilarious. And they're all picking the Buffs to win, which was so funny. Which was so funny. But this is a team where I think, because we've seen them play like, I feel like a game of 4 quarters on the road. Like, I feel like we saw them play their best game last game. I can't pick against them in this game, but I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk either. I do think that KSU, while they do have their vulnerabilities and stuff like that, I think that they're deserving of a top 25 ranking. I think they have some really dynamic weapons. And I think that this is going to be a game in which it does go back and forth. I don't see KSU laying down the way that they did against BYU, or that UCF did to CU once we got ahead. But what do I know, man? I'm just a dude that's just talking in front of a microphone. Like, that's really just it. But what's your opinion, man, on this matchup right now and what it means?
Well, I think it's one of the better games this weekend. Obviously, we're gonna be watching. I'm mad that it's at uh, what is it, 8:15 your time. I mean, not your time, but yeah, are you still
Mountain
Mountain?
time. Nah, San Antonio Central Time now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm not happy about that. But outside of that, I think my opinion hadn't changed. Right, the games that I thought they would lose, I still got those same games right now.
Mhm.
So, uh, I don't think I don't have them winning this game, but I think it is going to be a better showing, right? I think because I still need to be convinced. I don't. I when we try to forecast these games, they played an excellent game, best game of the year on the last game, but I can't forget games 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I mean, they're still, what I'm saying, the defense is still 80th ranked. I'm sorry, the rush defense 80th ranked, yards allowed 80th, 84th ranked, total defense 88th. They're 11, 10, and 13th ranked in defense in the Big 12. They, what I'm saying, they are 108th in the passing offense. I'm sorry, I apologize, but they're ninth in pass offense and 125th in rush defense. But on the flip side, Kansas State, their passing defense, I'm sorry, their passing defense sucks. They're 100. So, but Kansas State also can score a few points, right? Total offense, they're 44.
Yeah.
So I think Colorado is still what I think they are, and I just hadn't built up enough trust to say that to have them over Kansas State. I think I need to see it 2 weeks in a row before I start adjusting wins and losses at this point,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Because I don't know who I'm gonna have. You know what I'm saying? The Jekyll or the Hyde. Are you gonna have the old school way of doing it, or are you gonna do it the Rawhide Media way? If you do it the Rawhide Media way, I'll pick them to win. I'm just I'm just saying. I mean, I'll pick them to win, but I don't know. But if they come out again, run the ball 40% of the time, you know what I'm saying, 40, 60, somewhere around that, and they win the game, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that. One good thing that I think Colorado has is that I don't necessarily trust their quarterback. He seems to be a little cowboyish to me.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He is, man. And before I get into some of the details on that, I say, man, are you sure you haven't been a Colorado Buffaloes fan longer than 2 years? Because you sure sound like it, man.
I'm just saying, though. Damn, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No
I don't
doubt.
know. I mean, I don't think. I mean, when you look about it and you watch this season and what has transpired through the games. I mean, we had game. What's this game 6?
Yeah.
No, for game 6. So
Yeah.
you kind of are who you are.
Yes. Yes.
And the question marks Colorado got is, do they fall under that thinking and reasoning?
Yeah.
If you tell me that they don't, then they could make a run. But if you believe in that, then we're talking about something different then.
Yeah. Yeah. I do feel like we'll get the Rawhide Media version of CU because I think, man, I think the players as well as the staff, they've been able to see that when you play some complimentary football, how that just makes things so much easier. Now, the only thing, man, I'm curious on your opinion because the last time we talked about Baylor, the Baylor game, was was when we were losing in the fourth quarter. He said, "We'll talk later." That's the last time that we texted during that game. He said, "We'll talk later." But obviously, a crazy comeback. But I thought that like overall, of course, there were some a few little miscues on offense and defense. I thought overall those units played really well. I think what made a huge impact on the game was how god awful our special teams were, giving up return touchdowns, giving up terrible field position, all of that. Uh, it was nice to see our special teams. I think they were a slight net positive against UCF, but that is the phase or unit on the team that I still can't trust yet. I don't know what version of special teams we're going to get. Can we kick it through the end zone? Can Stojanovic show that he's got a big leg, baby, and kick that thing deep at altitude? I don't want to give Dylan Edwards any opportunities to return any punts or kicks. And honestly, man, I wouldn't mind Mark Vassett kicking that thing in the corner or kicking that thing out of bounds just to limit any potential for momentum swinging plays, even if you're giving up, 7 extra yards kicking that thing out of bounds. I don't know. Your take on that?
We haven't talked about the Baylor game, have we?
No.
Okay. Um, you know, there's 3 phases of the game: special teams, offense, and defense, right? So those are scoring opportunities unless you're in the NFL where they just screwed everything up.
Right.
Why? But I don't know, man. I don't I don't know. I don't know if their special teams is bad enough. If I put it this way, if I thought Kansas State was going to win due to special teams, I wouldn't have them winning.
Mm.
So I don't see that being an Achilles heel for Colorado. Sometimes that special team is just hit or miss.
Yes.
It is what it is, right? A lucky bounce here or there, you know what I mean, of the ball, bro. People can run things back, but I don't have the special teams being an issue for Colorado this upcoming game.
Okay. Okay. You're calming my nerves because
Yeah, I
I
don't have
still don't
that.
trust it, man.
No, I don't have that. I think their biggest concern is this: if the man can throw a few passes for Kansas State, I think they're gonna have some issues.
Mhm.
If Kansas State don't turn the ball over, I think they're gonna have some issues. I think even has Colorado won a game when the team had less than 4 turnovers? I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Somebody had 2 though, didn't they? I think somebody had 2. I don't know. I'm just throwing it
Baylor?
out there.
Was Baylor too?
I, I don't know.
And then NDSU didn't have any, but it's
So,
it's NDSU, you
all
know.
right. I mean, there's a little joking in that, but the deal is though. The deal is so that's the things that bother me or make me nervous about Colorado. What happens when both teams play a clean game?
Yeah.
Because I don't like to bet on those type of things. I don't want to pick a team. I'm not going to pick the Denver Broncos to beat whoever they're going to play because I think that whoever they're going to play going to turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And I don't think many people do that either. Do you have them winning because that's what you're looking for?
No.
Right.
No.
Right. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Right. So if they beat, if I put it this way, if they beat Kansas State, both teams play a clean game. They beat Kansas State. Both teams play a clean game. Colorado's going to win the Big 12.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what the PFF guys were saying on their preview for this game,
Oh, really?
on the PFF College Football channel. Yeah, you should
Yeah.
check them out if you haven't. I think just overall they're really good with their previews and breakdowns of the games, not just Colorado's. But they were saying how, man, I just lost my thought. Oh yeah, they were saying that last game was definitely a statement game. But if they're able to win this game against KSU, and they are picking them to, I believe, that now we kind of go from dark horse contender in the Big 12 to
Mm-hmm.
like one of the main players and contending for a conference title. And I would say that like that's kind of how I feel as well. I didn't think that we
Mm-hmm.
deserved to be ranked after after our first 5 games of the season, but if we come out and beat KSU, I think that that's a significant victory. They're a very well coached football team. Again, they have their
Mm-hmm.
vulnerabilities, but they're a very good football team. I feel like they're very disciplined. They play defense. They run the ball. They do a lot of things right. And I think if we get a victory over them this weekend, no matter what the margin is that we win by, I think that we deserve to be a top 25 team. That's how I feel about it.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, you beat Kansas State, top 25. I mean, bro. I mean, again, if you beat Kansas State, right? Because, and I
Yeah.
know people saying, "Why are you putting a caveat on it, Raw?" I said, "This is why." Right? You- I I don't forecast expecting turnovers, but if that's what is happening, right? I'm like, is that what they need to win? So I want to see that. If they can beat them straight up, two teams they play, both teams play well. I think that's a better that shows more to me on whether how good you truly are.
Yeah.
Now I get it. People gonna get on my head. Oh, what they generate? You right, bro. Okay, fine. You right about the generation, but that's just how I see it, man. Because you watch some games, like man, that was a hell of a game, bro. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? That was a hell of a game. It's like, oh my god, I didn't know they were. They're a lot. That team was a lot better than this other team, right? That other team didn't give it away; they took it. So yeah, bro, they win that game. If they win yeah, they beat Kent State like that, bro. I got them winning the. They'll win the Big 12.
Yes. Now I do
They'll
have a
win the Big
question.
12, bro.
I do have a
Easy, I
question
think.
for you
Hmm.
with this matchup. I know hindsight, it's kind of 2020, but uh, who do you think is a bigger threat at quarterback? Was it KJ Jefferson or is it Avery Johnson?
Avery Johnson, hands down. KJ Jefferson played a god awful game. Once he threw that pick in the end zone, he was done. He was
Yeah.
done. He was done. Um, and he's hit or miss. I've seen him play umpteen times. He's hit or miss. I thought this season that Gus Malzahn was going to unlock him. He couldn't
I
do it.
know, man.
You know what I mean? So,
I know.
he played a god awful game. But yeah, can't stay quarterback to answer your question.
Yeah, and I I know Russ and I, we were kind of going back a little bit back and forth. Um, he kind of feels CU might have more success against him if we're flushing him out of the pocket and all of that. But I want to limit him running as much as possible because he's really fast. And I think one thing that was in our favor with UCF was even when KJ Jefferson would get these big runs or somewhat where he's just picking up yardage rather not the fastest dude. So you kind of limit those big plays that were able to happen just because he's more of like a power runner. I think that, I can't remember if we played much spies on KJ Jefferson, but I do wonder if our defense is if Robert Livingston's going to account for him more naturally as a runner. Because I think if we're doing the same stuff that we were doing, of course, against like BSU and just saying, hey, we'll be okay with just running the ball and taking that. I think make you pay more on his legs than Cam Miller made us pay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, KJ Jefferson, he's a slow version of Cam Newton, and he can't make good passes. But your other guy, he's kind of twitchy. Kansas
Yeah,
State quarterback's kind of twitchy, bro. So I agree. I agree with you, man. I agree with you, man. I
yeah,
think Robert Livingston will account for him, though.
yeah.
I do believe that. Yeah, I do believe that.
How would you do it? Or you got any ideas of what he might do?
None whatsoever. None whatsoever.
I got a question too. Keeping it solid. Is this Solid Gold's new account? Keeping it solid. Is this Solid Gold?
Yeah, that's solid gold there.
Okay,
He's different every day.
I love it. I love it. But anyways, with Shiloh coming back, does it change the defense? This is kind of a softball question, but we got to get your opinion out there to the people.
You
It says
already know my opinion on that.
yeah,
I don't want anything to change.
you don't want anything to change. So
No.
Shiloh's riding the bench, man, coming into
Well,
this.
okay, see, when you say it like that, that ain't what I said. I'm just saying I don't want anything to change. If Shiloh needs to come in sporadically, let him do that. You know what I mean? So
So you're still
that's
starting
it.
Carter. You're still starting Carter.
Yeah, I ain't sitting him down.
Okay.
Yeah, you know I ain't sitting him down. No, I'm not sitting
Dang,
him down.
I said sit him down for Shiloh. So,
Why would you do that?
because I
You like
still think
Shiloh.
Shiloh's a better player, but
I got
that's just me, man. Now, what Carter does give you is no dumbass personal foul penalties. That's definitely something that I want to make sure that Shiloh doesn't do in this game, because that's the only thing I'll really crap on him for, is just he does one dumbass thing every single game that extends a drive. You can't do that against a program like Kansas State. You can't do that and get away with it. I just no penalties from Shiloh, and I'm going to be so happy with his play this week. But I I think you got to have him in there on definitely for run support. But I understand, man. I think Carter's filled in very well for him, and it hasn't been an area where defenses have been able to target us.
Right. So but you, okay. I said that I think Carter needs to stay at the position, right? That they don't need to swap, right? Now, I never said that he was better than Shiloh. No.
No, no, no. You never said that. You never said that.
Right. Right.
You just don't want things like you don't fix what's not
Not
broken.
broken. There you go, bro.
That's right. That's right.
Bro, that says you don't fix what's not broken, bro.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I could apply that to the offensive line side. I mean, do you want to fix what's not broken, Dave?
Hell no, dude.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
there we go. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
dude, I got you, man. And yeah, with the offensive line, yeah, I want to see this unit just play together again. Like can they continue to uh, improve and get better? I thought again their run blocking was great. We haven't talked about Savell Smalls yet. I think he's somebody that deserves some recognition. What have you thought of him?
I haven't. Surveil Smalls? No, I hadn't thought of
What?
him at all, man.
Dude, I think he's been
Mm-mm.
so important while he's been in there on those 11 personnel.
Really?
Yes.
Okay,
Dude,
so
on that first touchdown pass, it was off a play action to Travis Hunter against UCF. Savell Smalls was blocking their right end on his own.
okay,
That's what I like.
okay, I got
Like,
you. I mean, I get it. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is there are so many other things that I'm happy with. I didn't get to Surveil Smalls. I just think I didn't get to Surveil. I didn't see that.
that kind of surprises me, man, because I feel like you've been a big proponent, man, of having a tight end in there. And I think the more Savell
I
Smalls we've seen on the field, I think we've seen more complementary offense, more
I
balanced
have,
offense.
I have, but what I'm saying is, bro, there has been a lot of other things to be happy about. I just hadn't. I just didn't get to Surveil Smalls.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
didn't.
yeah. Well, I think that of course, he's kind of been an extension of the offensive line in some ways. Of course, I think he had like one catch last game or whatever, but um, I I loved that we didn't just sub everybody out. Kareem Harden came in from injury. We got Philip Houston back there, and I just want to see this unit play again. Let's see if Tyler Brown can stack a second good game.
See, what's funny to me is that we're saying, look, I agree with you though, but the fact that we mentioned it though is what's the crazy part though. But I get it. I don't want to go that way. I'm just saying though, right? Those are the things we've been harping about for weeks on end, and the
Yeah.
fact that it is happening and occurring, we like, whoa, can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess 2 points there is that we're seeing what we've been asking for. The other point there is those type of things is why I haven't noticed Avell Small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's wonderful.
yeah, yeah.
Solid's got a good question here, and I'll do my best to try and answer it. And would love your 2 cents on it, Raw, if you got anything. But can you explain that even though Stoutmeyer and Shiloh play the same position, they are asked to do two different things? I feel like we've seen more Cam, Silman, Craig. Um, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just trying to remember back with what we've seen, but I feel like we've seen Cam, Silman, Craig up in the box more often since Shiloh's been out, and we've seen Carter playing more of that coverage role. Um, so that might change if Shiloh's back in the lineup. We'll have to see. But have you felt like they've been used in different ways?
No, not to the point where I think that it makes a difference to anything, right? I think he's just trying to explain. I don't think I don't know what point he's trying to explain. Is he trying to explain why one should play over the other one, or is he just speaking in generalities?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know solid what you asking for there. Is one stronger than the other one at some yes, that's true. One of them is, but for example, you have tight ends, but you might be made to block, and one might be oh. Yeah, I guess I can agree with him a little bit on that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess I agree with him on that. But the overall point of the defense, though, I don't care. I don't really care about that. I want to see the success of the defense. I don't want them swapping them out, especially at this point, just because. I
Yeah.
think it's easier to ease Shiloh back in, and then if things are working out that way, then that's where you leave it at. I don't get it.
Yeah. I understand that. I understand that. And where was this comment I was about to highlight? 1 second. I lost it. No, well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know why that's a point of. I don't even know why it's a very important point though.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here it was. It's the defense as a whole has been playing better. It has nothing to do with Carter Stoutmeyer. Well, I think the performance of our defense has kind of gone with our front seven play, and I think we've just gotten better front seven play, all together. I think it's great when you got guys like Carter that can fill in, or like Arden Walker, uh, these guys that can fill in for injured starters, where I don't really feel like you miss a beat. Everybody on the team can tackle, and that's something that we couldn't say last year. Um, but I I understand, because I'm kind of saying two different things with the offensive line. Just keep it the same. But um, yeah, I still
Yeah, I
want to see
don't.
Shiloh playing back there.
You want him back?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Just
yeah.
why
But
do you
but
want
but
him back?
I'm not saying that means we're taking Carter Stoutmeyer out all the time. But maybe for certain situations,
I
maybe
mean, just
Shiloh serves us
right.
better out there, right?
Oh, okay then. So okay. So you want it to be. I mean, I essentially you just explained what it was anyway.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
just wanted to go back to where it was.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
See, I don't. Yeah, I don't think I'm reading the chat too. I think people don't understand what's being said. But no, I just it's not about better or worse. Me and you have just praised about how well they looked, right? In a game that you, Brian, and everybody else thought they were going to lose.
Yeah.
Everybody else thought they were going to lose except for people that was out their mind, right? So we thought they were going to lose. We give them all the credit in the world, and we want to change it.
Yeah. It- Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we wanna
I,
change it.
I, I'm good with it. I ain't got a problem with that. I get
Yeah.
it.
And I guess, man, it's kinda funny because it's got me thinking, don't get me wrong, like, I wanna see Omari Miller have his moments. I wanna see Draylon Miller, do all this stuff, but again, I don't really care who's getting the ball, who isn't, as long as we're putting up points and winning, and, yeah, I just don't really care if certain guys aren't getting as many snaps um, as you would like when we're winning games. That's the most important thing that I care about. Now, would you say, Rawhide, that uh, Pat Shermer's been cooking? Is he cooking for what you would expect from Pat Shermer?
Last game or
Yeah,
what? Just
yeah. I
overall.
think
This is
over the
overall.
last 3 games.
Um, he has done. He's done okay. He hadn't been. He hadn't. I mean, this last game is perfect.
Yeah,
Well, it ain't perfect, but you get what I'm saying. It
yeah.
was. It was done extremely well. But yeah, I think he's done a good job. I mean, if I was going to grade him up through 5 games, I'd give him a C. But outside of through 5 games, bro, come on,
Through
bro. You
five
can
games,
all the games they play. You cannot be happy being 125th in rushing, bro.
we're 125th in rushing.
125th, bro.
Where are we in points?
Scoring total offense
Yeah.
62nd,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah.
11th in the Big 12.
Oh.
So
Uh,
anyway, but I get it. It ain't all about that. I mean, I'm just saying. I think what happens is that sometimes we get hung up on recency bias, right? So when you ask me that, I got to put it all in there, right? I mean, I'm not. It's not a bell curve here. I'm not dropping your lowest grades or your grade can be higher.
yeah.
It is what it is, right? You know.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I would still love to see us get over that 31 points per game, and I think we can as we go farther into conference play. I think these defenses, as we go throughout the season, yeah, they're vulnerable. Some of these games I really do think could be shootouts. You got $5 sent to you, Ra, from Chairman A. He said, what's the difference between Shiloh's situation and what's going on in Texas with the quarterbacks? The starters have to start and better players have to play. We need HG. Who's HG?
Well, okay, hold on. That was a question in earnest. That was an earnest question. But to answer your question, the difference is the positions on the team,
Yeah,
right? So if you got a potential Heisman candidate at the quarterback position, he stubs his toe, your other guy come back in, you put the other guy back in. It wouldn't even be any different. Okay, if I want to use the NFL, hold on. Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, right? And the backup come in, but they win 4 games in a row. When Patrick can play again, he's putting Patrick back in the game, bro.
right, right. Yeah,
Simple as that, bro.
yeah. And yours, yeah, he's still the more experienced quarterback. Like I think that's I would be doing the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like those guys both understand it. And Archman, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, they understand that. Yeah.
He'll take his spot. Yeah, his time will come, man.
But hey,
Um,
I will say though, I don't mean to go off topic, but I would leave Manning in the game.
really?
I'm not a Quinn Ewers fan though.
Oh,
I'm not.
I think you put him back in, and if he struggles, then you take him out,
Yeah.
man. But
I, but you can't do it because the dude's a hot. I don't know if he wins or not because he missed too many games. But yeah, I'm not a big Quinn Ewers fan, but I would have left Archie in.
I want it, man. I'll go with the guy that had you in the college football playoff last year
I
until he
get it.
shows that he can't do it, which I think he can.
Yeah.
That's just me, man. That's just me. Um, Rod, I'm trying to think, man. Is there anything else? that we need to talk about this game for the Buffs to go win it. Any other? Well, let's talk about this, man. You think Kansas State can stop Travis Hunter with their
Absolutely,
cornerbacks they got?
absolutely not. But I think so. To give me something. So tell me, what's a couple of keys to the game you got for the Buffs to win?
None of this is rocket science, but we'll start with special teams. Be a net neutral or slight net positive. So don't screw this up. Don't be putting our defense in bad field position circumstances where Kansas State doesn't have to move the ball very far into scoring position. I think a lot of the things that we saw against UCF, you want to run the ball fairly effectively, run it on third and fourth and short situations, like convert on those things. Run for a decent amount of yardage. Like if we could break out like a few 10+ yard carries, I think that's really helpful. We saw how that opened up things against UCF. So, and then of course I think it's really important to get it into a lead in this game because I don't think Kansas State right now is built to come back from sizable leads. I mean, we saw that against BYU, and they're going to come in here trying to muddy up this game, play close. I mean, you want to kill any hope that they have in that first half, like we did with UCF, where that offense can just have a hard time coming back when you're in deficit. So it's going to be really important for this game to not feel like KSU is in reach. I like at the half or into the third quarter. I don't want to give them any hope because yeah, if it's a close game, I think that plays well to what they're going to try and do on offense. So I've kind of wondered, Raw, if you win the coin toss, what do you do? This is something that I asked Russ last night. Do you take the ball and try and just get out to that lead on that first possession, or would you still defer and just kind of set the tone on defense to start the game?
Absolutely not. I do not take the ball. What did Russ say?
We both said to defer.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, because the reason why I don't like taking the ball first is that I feel like a quick three and out on the first possession is damn near like a turnover. So the fact that you took the ball first, you just eliminated all of that, right? Now you can still not score, but three and out, bro, I felt like that feels like a turnover to me.
Yeah.
Second, second, in the first half, it gives you the ability, which the other person has that also, but there is an opportunity for a double up,
Hmm.
right? Score at the end of the half, come back, get the ball back in the second half. I I just find taking the ball first to be not very advantageous. And you cold, your game hadn't started, you hadn't even lathered up yet, bro. It ain't that ain't it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you see this with the Chiefs often with just the quarterback they got with Mahomes and the dynamic weapons that can get down the field very, very quickly. It's, I feel like they're always scoring points at the end of that first half. And then it just allows them to extend that lead or take the lead at the beginning of the second half. And again, it was super encouraged with how Coach Prime handled the end of that first half against UCF. I would love to see a similar situation to where we could get a 6, 7, 10 point swing based off of the last 5 minutes of the first half. I think that would be fantastic. And then you get the ball to start the second half. That's where you can really kind of change the momentum of the game if you need to. And yeah, with the offense we got, I would always rather defer. And we kind of came out against Nebraska a little rattled, right? Let's put the pressure on their offense. I mean, we suck, right? We suck. KSU should come in here and beat us, right? That's what I feel like most of the college football fans and all that believe. So put the pressure on them to come out and score points early on. Let's see how they do in another rowdy environment. I haven't, I'm not too familiar with BYU and Provo, but I do know that they have like a pretty rowdy environment. I don't know where it stacks up like compared to Folsom, whatever, but Folsom's going to be loud. It's going to be chaotic. And while they have a young team that I think eventually will be more composed on the road, uh, I just hope it doesn't happen in this game where they turn that corner and start playing good on the
Hmm.
road. I don't want to see that happen against the Buffs.
Yeah, I got you on that. I I feel better about it, but yeah, I want to see. I guess things that I want to see. I want to see them repeat it, play a complimentary football. I still want to see 20 to 25 carries like they gave
Yeah.
previously. I also like to see them. I like to see some long drives, eating the clock up. I like to see that. Um, I want to see on defense. I want them to continue to perform better in stopping the run. I know y'all believe in it. I don't, you know, but they have gotten better, right? They have gotten better in the run defense. But I just want to see them play another complete game.
Yeah.
I want them to, I want to see some consistency, and I want to be able to trust the coaching staff. And I think watching 2 games in a row playing well, then I think we can fully trust the coaching staff, and that changes everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally understand that. I got a question. If you're Kansas State, their defensive coordinator, um, what are you doing in terms of pass rush? Do you like do you think CU will see light boxes to start the game? Do you think they're still going to be dared to run? I'm curious, like what do you think KSU is going to try to do on defense?
Again, I have no idea. Reason being is because UCF didn't know. You know what I mean? They didn't know. And Kansas State, they're guessing. I guess if I was Kansas State, I'd just play straight up. I'd come at them on rush downs,
Uh-huh.
and I'd just play straight up. I wouldn't do anything different. I'd have to see them go back to their old ways, and then I'm coming at them every single
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
They they're going to have to prove to me that they can run the ball on me. I'm going back to fundamentals. Any defensive coordinator you ever talk to, first thing out their mouth, stop the run. So
Mhm.
I'm going to be ensure that you're not going to be able to run the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. I I really love the fact that against Baylor, even though things weren't super great in that first half, they still stuck with running the ball a handful of times, and I think that paid dividends in the second half. But yeah, the way I feel about it is I feel like KSU will give us some advantageous boxes. They're going to dare us to run the ball and see if like we're just going to take the smart play that's been, that they're giving us. It's going to be a really fun game. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I do see CU pulling away there at the end,
Hmm.
but by no means, even though KSU fans and all this, like they're 2-5 under Chris Kleiman off of bye weeks, and so they are. That I feel like as a whole, they're pretty pessimistic on them coming out hot after this bye. Um, but I do think that this is a very good team. By no means do I think this is a cakewalk, but I feel like we've seen them get better every week. That's going to be my expectation going into this game. I don't want to see them take any backslide at all. And if we can just continue to do that, these things that we talked about at the beginning of the game or at the beginning of the show, being ranked, being a contender for the Big 12, having Travis Hunter enter the being a Heisman favorite here shortly. I think all those things can really start to come to fruition if they build on what they did last game.
Yep, totally agree with you, man. Totally agree with you. I do have a question. Why I didn't tell me why did the KSU guys you did the show with yesterday pick? In your opinion, why do you think they picked Kansas State?
They didn't pick Kansas State.
I'm sorry, Colorado. What
Yeah.
Colorado? I apologize, Colorado.
I think the biggest reason was that they just don't trust this team on the road. And not only against BYU, that kind of got out of whack big time in the first half there, but they almost lost to Tulane on the road, and I think that was pretty concerning to them. They ended up winning, I think, by 7, but that was a close game all the way through. That was a a team in which they should have played more dominantly against, I feel, and they feel that as well. And they're kind of the same, of kind of like what I was saying 2 weeks ago was I need to see this team win a game on the road in a rowdy environment before I'm gonna start picking them to win on the road. And I think that's pretty fair, because they got a young quarterback, they got a young offense, and those things can take some time before you start playing your best ball on the road. I think one thing that's really served us this year with playing better like at UCF and whatnot is we do have a lot of upperclassmen. So and I think while it took many rowdy environments, I think to finally get us ready to prepare in there, we've been through enough of that to where we were able to turn the corner against UCF. I feel now we have that confidence of being able to do it on the road, and they just haven't had that yet with Avery Johnson. I think that's really what it comes down to.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
well, they honestly, they how I feel about Colorado is how they feel about Kansas State for the
yeah,
most
yeah.
part. Yeah.
That's what I was saying too. I was like, yeah, this is very similar. Like you just kind of want to see it before you start going out there and
Mhm.
predicting it. And I can totally understand that. So, um, but yeah, let's hope we get off to a really fast start. And again, this team is not built to come back from big leads, similar to UCF, but they are built to win a lot of these dogfights for sure, and that needs to be respected. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend. Now, I do want to ask you right now, Rawhide, really quickly on a greater scale or a greater
Mhm.
college football question, rather. Uh, do you have a favorite right now for the national title?
Ohio State. Before the season started, I said Ohio State, and because me and you should be able to throw for 5,000 yards with the type of weapons that they
Yeah,
got and talent that they have.
yeah,
Unfortunately, they haven't looked that good. But to be quite honest with you, really no one has. I think
yeah.
Texas has probably looked the best out of everybody. But yeah, I had Ohio State coming into the season, and I'm gonna stick with it, bro. I guess if I said it at the beginning, I'm gonna stick with it. But Alabama did surprise me, but then they went right back to what I thought they're gonna be. But losing to Vanderbilt, but that's neither here nor there.
That
So
was
that's who I got, bro. Ohio State. I want to say Georgia, but they ain't been looking good either, though.
See, that's the thing, man. I really do feel like it's totally up in the air right now. I think, this is going to be a great test for Ohio State. I feel like their first real test of the season going out to Autzen to play Oregon. And I haven't really been too impressed with Oregon either. So, it wouldn't surprise me, man. If Oregon gets, I don't know if they're favored or if they're dogs, but I think whoever wins that game definitely is going to be considered by a lot of people to be the favorite. I am still going to go with Texas right now. I am a little biased, but I do think that they win this Red River shootout here on Saturday. Um, I just don't trust. I just don't trust Oklahoma yet on the offensive side of the ball. We'll have to see. I know they got some dynamic quarterbacks and all that, but I just don't trust it yet.
Oh, I don't trust them at all. I don't. Hey, my bad, Bishop, but he knows how I feel. No, I don't even. I didn't even think. I didn't think they were gonna. I thought they was gonna barely, maybe barely scrape to get a bowl.
Hmm.
I had them. Yeah, I think I had them 7 losses. I think I had them beat, even losing to Auburn, which they should have done that, but that's not another. Well, I digress. But yeah, Oklahoma, they don't have a shot, bro. I don't think they got a shot.
Do you think Milrose still got a chance to win the Heisman?
Yeah, because he has the deal is he has other Heisman games.
Yes.
So the Vanderbilt is going to draw him down a lot. Let's don't act like it's not that loss to Vanderbilt. It's just murderish. But as far as when we're talking about the Heisman, but bro, here one second. He still got Tennessee, which Tennessee dropped the game, but he's still number 8. And you still got LSU to play. That's going to be another big game, right?
Mhm.
And about the time they play Oklahoma, that's probably not going to be anybody to play. And they still got Missouri, depending on what they look like.
Yeah.
Those are You know what I'm saying? I think those teams there are people who thought or think had chances to make it to the playoffs. So the respect factor is still going to be there. You play a big game. I mean,
Mhm.
heck, they highlighted the throw against Auburn last year, deservedly so.
Yeah. Yeah. There's still a disappointment like this still early enough in the season, you can overcome that with good
You can
play.
overcome it, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have there's too many opportunities for Heisman moments.
Yes. Yes, especially if they make an SEC championship and, oh, dude, I gotta ask you about this. I still feel like well, there are 2 great stories right now in college football, aside from our 4-1 buffs. First one, we'll start with, they a 1-4 Florida State team? Is that their record right now? But they've been fantastic to watch in just a disastrous way, just to see what's going on. I mean, they almost lost to Cal. That that was a bummer that Cal wasn't able to beat them. But what have you made of Florida State just being, I think, right now the biggest disappointment in college football, starting out as number 10
No,
in the country?
I've seen this before. Um, it just happened with them early. Um, when there's a lot of expectations, you miss the playoffs last year because your quarterback got hurt. You come in think you're gonna have a chance to get into the playoffs, especially since the fact that you there's 12 opportunities, and then you stub your toe 1 or 2 times. Then the team just quits.
Yeah,
The team to quit. They're
yeah,
done. And I mean another example, which the reasoning is not um, their expectations to get to the playoffs, but the reasoning is they know their head coach is gonna get fired. Florida quitting. Their team is quitting, man. They know to reel it in. That's what that's what happens, man. When you this level of expectation, and I mentioned it about um, Kellen DeBoer to a lesser extent. It's easy to have all the talent, but what makes Nick Saban great is he got them up almost every time when they know they're supposed to walk through them. That's why he
yeah.
coined the phrase "rat poison." You know what I'm saying? He's trying to counteract the rat poison, man. So those are the type of things that's testaments to a head coach and coaching prowess. Is that, bro? That's what it
Mhm,
is.
mhm.
But yeah, them teams, man, Florida State, they didn't quit, man. That team quit. They're done.
And another really fun story, I think, and I still have my bet going on with Coach Hayes. We're gonna see. It's nice that CU we're just 1 game behind, and Miami they have been a great story to start out the season. Cam Ward's been playing, I think, pretty good football as well. There were some questionable things, man, with these ACC refs. Not gonna lie, where I feel like, my ACC's want to make sure Miami's kind of propped up there a little bit. Didn't agree with that Hail Mary call reversal. There were some things at the end of that Cal game that I did not did not like, but at the end of the day, Cal blew that lead. What have you made of Miami so far this year? You think they're a true player for the national title or no?
Yeah, I've been kind of tough on Miami, right? Uh, in some of the games that they have
Yeah.
played. Uh, I know people don't believe this, but I am. There is one thing that I am, and I am consistent, right? I'm sorry, bro. Um, I still got Cam Ward. I still got Miami and Cam Ward and them making it to the playoffs. But I'm not gonna act like that. These big games he's having is because he made it a big game, turning the ball over and all of that, bro.
Yeah.
I don't give credit, bro. I'm not giving you credit because you went in there and you gambled all the house funds away, and then you walked out there and found a lick or hit a lick and put the money back in the bank so you could pay your bills, bro. Look what I did. I brought all the money back. No, you lost all the money. You just did what you're supposed to make it right, bro. Hey, listen, man. Cam Ward got to get right for 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 the same purposes, bro. You cannot continue to give stuff away and think you're gonna get the other team gonna let you off the hook all the time, bro. If that's what you hanging your hat on to make it to the playoffs and a national championship, I think that's a losing philosophy.
Mhm.
Bro, yeah, okay, that's fine. I give you the credit, right? I give you the credit. He's been playing well. Miami undefeated. But let's don't act like we ain't seen no holes,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's been plenty of holes.
right? I mean, bro. I mean, am I wrong, chat? I mean, chat. They always on my neck. Talk to me about that. Y'all, listen, man. I call it down the middle. I call it down the middle with everybody. Now I don't make no specials for Colorado. I don't make no specials for Miami. I don't make no specials for nobody. It is what it is, bro. And the same rules apply across the board.
Mhm.
They just get the same thing. Hey, I said it about Colorado. Y'all get mad at me. If you got to bank on 4 turnovers a game to win, that's a losing philosophy. Cam Ward, if y'all bank on this dude to be able to cover his mistakes to win a ball game, you ain't making the playoffs. Bro, I don't get it, Dave. You about to get me hype up in here, bro. I don't get it, man.
Let him cook.
Bro,
Let
I don't
him
get
cook.
it.
That's right. Yeah, we need some people in here calling Rawhide a fake Miami fan. Well, you don't claim to be a Miami fan, but a
Bro.
Miami hater.
Oh no,
A
no, I ain't
Miami
got
hater.
Miami going to the playoffs.
Yeah,
I had
I know,
I had
but you're
them
still
not
hating.
winning.
You're still
Oh
hating to
yeah,
these people.
yeah, you right, bro. I know, man. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, these people are insane, bro. Don't get me started on them, bro. They insane, bro. But yeah, man, that's what it is, man. But I know I'm gonna hear it later on today. They coming for me because I on that Miami take, bro. But it is what it is, man. It is what
Well,
it is.
Um, Rawhide, I got to wrap this up, man. But
Yeah,
thank you so much for joining me. I'm glad that we were able to connect after a couple weeks, and let's definitely touch base after this Kansas State game because I think there's going to be a hell of a lot to talk about, and halfway through the season, which is great. But until then, let the people know where to find you and what you got going on in the meantime.
man. Listen, guys. What I got going on immediately at the end of this show, I'll be opening it up for a panel show, so y'all can come on the panel. Y'all can come tell me how much craziness I said. So y'all come on up, holler at me, and get y'all thoughts off, man. We be honest with you, bro. We're more open and listen to opinions than people may think. Right? Just can't come make up stuff though.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't make up stuff, bro.
can't,
But
can't make.
yeah, that's what I got going, bro. And you can come on over if you get a second. They've been missing you, bro. Just let you know they've been missing you.
Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. It's nothing personal to you guys. I'm just trying to get my life settled. Um, I I think I was planning. I need to text Colin. I was planning on chatting with him later today, but I think with the hurricane, we might have to push that to next week. So hope you all in Florida that are dealing with the weather, y'all are staying safe. But yeah, we're gonna shut this down. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. It's always a great time getting on here, seeing what you guys have to say. See you guys losing your mind when I'm on here with Rawhide, which is great. Thank you guys so much. I will be back later. And as always, y'all, go Buffs.